Episode 2 starts with Xun and Zhu meeting each other after a long time. Zhu asks him when he has got out, what's his future plan? Xun tells it has nothing to do with her. Zhu again asks him where he lives. Xun inquires her, does she come back to get married? And he also tells her that she and Shuzu are a perfect match, to which Zhu tells him, what is it talking? Xun tells her that what happened to him has nothing to do with her and don't mess with his life again. Zhu gives him a puzzled look and asks him what she has done wrong that he is treating her like this. She also tells him that she thinks that he is a jerk who is heartless as well. Xun starts to walk off and Shuzu tells him that he hasn't changed at all. Xun stares at Shuzu and again starts walking. Shuzu comforts Zhu by talking about other things. Here Xun returns to Haoning's place and thinks about Zhu and Shuzu. Then Haoning shows him the purse that he has stolen that evening, which is Zhuyun's. Xun forbids him not to steal anything anymore and to change his bad habit and return the purse to its rightful owner. Then Haoning has found a keychain in her purse and gave it to Xun. Xun carefully looks at it and recognizes it immediately. On the other hand, Shuzu tells Zhu that he has seen how Zhu has always kept Xun in her heart, and they have a quick chat about how she is coping up with this matter. Shuzu asks her she still hates Xun or not. Zhu smiles and nods her head and walks off. In the next scene, it is shown that Xun and Haoning are searching for houses on rent, but the lady has refused to give them her place on rent after hearing that they went to prison in the past. It is hard for them to find a place on rent because they are ex-prisoners. At last, they have found a place to stay, but the rent was very high, and Haoning is quite upset about it. Now the scene transfers to where Rendi is returning the purse to Zhu and she finds that the keychain she has kept in her purse is missing. On the other hand, Xun is walking around the streets and reminiscing the past he has spent with Zhu. Then in the next scene, it is shown that Zhu has went to the university and takes a tour around here and there and reminiscing the past she has spent with Xun. Meanwhile, Xun also arrives at the university and strolling around the university, both of them terribly missing their good old days. Suddenly, Zhu hears the sound of the lighter that Xun had. She rushes through the staircases but cannot be able to find him there, and disheartened, Zhu leaves. But while she is leaving, she suddenly finds the missing keychain hanging with the key on the gate. Then the scene shifts to 7 years back. It is the first day of college and everyone have gathered around to collect their textbooks. Here Zhu sees Xun for the first time. After collecting books, Zhu came back with her friend Fang Shumiao to their dorm, where they have found their other roommate Rendi is composing music. Then the scene shifts to the canteen where Xun and Zhu meet again and there occurs some misunderstanding between them regarding food. As a result, Zhuyu is very upset because of Li Xuan's behavior. Now it is shown that Gao Jiahong tries to get friendly with Li Xuan, but Li Xuan ignores him. On the next day, Zhu Yu and Fang Shumiao are late for the class, and Fang Shumiao gives an excuse to the teacher and says that Zhu Yu has overslept. That's why they are late for the class. Then at the class, when Li Xuan introduces himself to the class, they get to know that he stands first in the college entrance exam. Then the teacher said that he is also the top scorer in science in their province, and all students appreciate that. On the next day, all students have arrived for the class except Li Xuan and Rendi, and the class monitor Fang Shumiao is very upset about it. Fang Shumiao asks Zhu Yu for help. She tells her to make Li Xuan agree to come to the class on time. But Zhu Yu smiles and denies repeatedly. And here ends the second episode of this drama.